Howdy, partner. Welcome to one of the most northern parts of the United States of America. Travel with me upriver as we talk to a bunch of ladies and fellers and they share their tales of wit and wisdom. That's right, it's time again for Skagit Storytellers.
With Liz Duffy. I like to start these podcasts off with talking about how we met. We met 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Outside. I was telling Heather that I was very sad because we couldn't do the podcast outside.
Yeah.
As many people listening know, it's been a very gray winter.
It's been
and
cold.
It's finally sunny today, and we're in the basement.
We're in the,
I'm like, come to my basement, Heather.
With typewriters. It's beautiful, but
yeah, I have a bit of a problem. I've been slowly giving them away, but it's just going to make room for more typewriters.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I love them. I think they're so unique.
So we met a few minutes ago, but the first time I ever heard about you was Corey Vincent, one of my podcast guests. He was also a guest on my old radio show. I had a radio show in Concrete.
Okay.
And I would have guests come on and talk. It was called This Song Will Change Your Life.
Mm-hmm.
And my guests would share 10 songs that were really important to them. And his was such a great episode. It's really cool to hear anyone's stories.
Yeah.
And he also was on the podcast. And he shared, I can't remember exactly what post it was of yours, but he shared it. And it sounded like you guys had known each other. And he was just really proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
And a big thing of this podcast is I love having people on. I could have anyone on. And I love having people on who are just doing really cool things that inspire other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just wrote you and said, hey, do you want to come on? There's something to do with ties that you're doing. And I don't even know what it is. But the fact that like Corey shared what you're doing and you're local, that's all I need. So thanks, Corey.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved Corey. I feel like he has been such a great friend. And we both he's in the arts. It's all in art. And so, in the creative space. And so Corey's been at it. I remember him singing, what song was it when we were maybe in high school?
So when did you guys meet?
We met 5th grade. I've known him since 5th grade.
What school here?
We went to Central Elementary School.
That's where my son goes. Oh, that's awesome.
And Corey became one of my friends, and we actually was friends with a lot of the boys because I played basketball. Same. So I was out there. I was the best girl basketball player, maybe better than some of the boys actually. Yeah, we've been friends since forever. I've helped him with a little bit of marketing stuff early on with his music and everything.
So you were around for Josie in the Whalers? Is that what his band was called?
Yeah, that was like really early on. Is that the beginning?
I think that was his first band.
Yeah.
And then he went solo.
Mm-hmm.
And then now he's Corey Vincent and the Electric Band.
Yes.
I got their DVD release poster right there. Yeah. He's in a couple spots. He's right there too.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love all the Corey love around here.
I know. I think I have some coasters here. We probably have 4 Corey shirts, a couple CDs. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're great.
I love that. Yeah.
So you guys graduated at Woolley together?
Cedar Woolley.
What year?
Cedar Woolley High School, 05. I don't know, that dated ourselves a little bit. Sorry, Cor.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I'm a lot older than you, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love that you're local. Like I said, I always like showcasing local people. So I live in Cedar Woolley, but I started out in Canada. I grew up over there, went overseas, a few different countries, met someone from Everett. That's how I ended up here. And then now I'm married to someone from Concrete.
Okay.
So I love hearing about how people got here. You're pretty young. You're from here. So I'm guessing your story starts in Cedar Woolley.
It all started here. I left in 05 to Arizona to go to college and then came back. So here I am again. Was
there ever an option of not coming back? Like, did you always know you wanted to come back? Or are you thinking maybe you'll explore other options?
Yeah. So when I came back, I lived closer to Seattle, and I lived there for probably like 8 years, and then ended up coming back this way, I think in probably 2015. And it's just funny because a lot of people I know, they leave the valley and then they end up coming back, and I think you have a different appreciation for it when you come back. And also I think there's more impact that you feel you can make in a place like the valley as you get older and like what type of, like, I think a question I asked myself a lot is like, what type of impact and legacy do I want to leave behind? How can I do that here in the Valley, and beyond? I want to, like, bring the arts community together a little bit more, bring creatives together.
With a lot of the musicians I have on, I always sort of find out like how they got into music, and often, their parents played lots of records growing up, or they got them into lessons, or often actually a lot of musicians were just bored.
Yeah.
Like the power went out for 4 days upriver. They finally played their guitar. They skipped school one day and discovered the bass guitar. One guy was grounded a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Pete, I'm always going to bring you up. And so he was just stuck in his room playing. So I'm curious, like, what's your journey with art?
Wow. I grew up drawing and always wanting to do like crafty things. And then ended up going to college for fashion marketing. So I always thought I wanted to be a designer. Like that was my thing until in high school. And my story is a little bit chopped, but
we got
going reverse, like back to high school, I took a sewing class, and it was the hardest class for me. I would stay after hours trying to finish things. And I'm like, I don't think I can be a designer. It just seemed like so difficult for me. And I don't know when I think about it, I don't really know because now I do it here and there, but it's still not like my favorite thing to do, But I got into I've always been into fashion and arts, and I ended up going to college for fashion marketing in Arizona. And from there, I just started, I've always had this like creative like bone in my body of wanting to, I don't know, like try new things, dabble in things. And they've always been around like women in sports, I feel like, or sports related, because I get a lot of my passion from 90s NBA or like the WNBA or, just kind of like nostalgic stuff, like of how you grew up.
Did you play basketball in high school?
I did. Yeah. And then I ended up like, I think I got a little burnt out. I played AAU and I played all the time. And I think I just got out of it. Like I was like, I think it may have been my coach. Like I wasn't really fond of the coach at that time. And so I do look back, like I should have stuck with it. You know what I mean? Like, but it's still, I feel really grateful to still be in the space of like women's sports and being able to work in sports and still have that element of what I love, like in some capacity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you graduated in Arizona, how long were you down there? How many years?
5 years, 4 to 5 years. And then I was able to get an internship with the Seahawks and Sounders and like come back home. And I'm like, thank you. Like I'm ready to come home. Like,
so it just wasn't a good fit. Was it
it's
the
just not for me.
environment? Like in terms of
just
like
not
the
as beautiful.
landscape? Okay.
It's like the vibe, I like it. I mean, I appreciate my time there and everything, but I just could not see myself there for future.
It just wasn't a good fit.
No, it wasn't for me. Yeah. I want to come back home.
So you graduated with, is it just a fashion degree? What would
marketing.
You call it? Marketing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you went for fashion.
I usually say marketing.
I'm not going to check it. Just say it.
I got a bachelor's in marketing, and so usually that's what I say is marketing, but I did a lot of fashion courses, so, lots of...
So you did marketing, but to market your fashion.
No, it was like full on it was
okay.
It was marketing, general marketing, but then there was like fashion courses built in there. So it was like color theory. Let's see if I remember any of these classes. It's been so long. But I know color theory, there was costume, studying buying, retail buying, but it was a lot of marketing too.
And so when you graduated, did you have this like a job in mind of what you wanted to do?
It's kind of crazy because in high school, around like junior year, I was like, I know I want to be in the fashion industry or like in marketing, or like I kind of already had an idea of what I wanted to go for. And then once I was in school, it kind of changed a little bit because I still wanted to be in that, but I didn't know like how or doing what. The first job I took was doing visual merchandising for Forever 21 in Arizona.
Oh,
and so I was like, well, this is, not where I like see myself, but let's just, and I still don't know. I know I applied for a ton of stuff here in Washington because I wanted to come back home. I still don't know how I got the internship with the Seahawks and Sounders back in '09, I think it was.
So you applied in '09, or did you apply in '08?
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm just like, how did I get this? You know?
Do you remember applying?
Yeah, sort of, but like not. I'm like, maybe I applied for a lot of things, and I get to go home and be a paid intern. I moved back home. I basically got to run for that season, the first Sounders season, and then the Hawk season. I got to work with some amazing director of retail, buyers, visual merchandisers, and also got to do autograph signing at the pro shop. So I would help sit with the player and manage the lines, it's like 2 items only, and like the weirdest things people would bring up for them to sign, like their belt, or I'm just like, why?
Oh, I thought they would just sign like merchandise. No, they would sign anything.
Yeah, some people at that time, they would just bring in stuff. I remember there was a player, I think his name was Owen Schmidt, and he did a thing when he would come out of the tunnel with his helmet, and he'd always hit his head. And there was one photo where he actually like bled. Someone had printed these photos, I remember, and people wanted him to sign them. It was like just so weird, but I got to do that. It was really fun to be young and just sit there with the player and then merchandise the stands around the whole stadium. You know, take a little golf cart and like go to the west stand or go to this stand. And
you drove a golf cart around the stadium?
We did, yeah, because,
so
because
cool.
we merchandise and we had to flip. So if like a Sounders game overlapped a Seahawks game, you know, the next week or whatever, we'd have to go and flip the stands to have the right merch in there.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it was...
I wondered who did that.
Yeah.
The interns.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how long did you do that for?
I was there a year, and...
Did that kind of give you more clarity as to, like, what you wanted to do?
It did. I was like, I know I want to keep doing this. I want to buy for a sports team. And the team that most resonated with me, even at that time, was the Seattle Storm. And so they, at that time, were looking for merchandise, like buyers and a team. And they had just, I think the Sonics, when did they leave? I think it was shortly after, because the buyers of the Sonics bought for the Storm as well. And the Storm had they had no merch, barely at all. So we had to do a quick turn, I remember, because the season had started in like 3 months or something. And we're like, we need to get...
so you got in like at the ground floor.
Yeah. So I was able to get in with the Storm, and it was where I learned so much, you know. So I'm really grateful just for the people that still to this day elevate me and say my name in rooms that I'm not in. I did the visual merchandising before, you know, it was the Key Arena, and it was old, right? Like, so the Storm actually didn't have a designated team shop like they did when the Sonics were there. So there was this little tunnel from the team shop that goes on to the concourse in the Key Arena. We would store like fixtures in there and everything and put merch on them, get them ready pregame, roll them out on the concourse, and we would make our own store basically there. And then we'd have 2 stands. And we were ready for game day. And then at the end of the game day, we'd break them all down because there was no permanent store space for them. So that was always something that, you know, now they do have that with the Kraken a little bit more. But back then it was like we didn't even have a real store structure.
Do they have one now?
They're in the store with the Kraken.
Oh,
so
okay. Got
they
it.
have some merch in there and everything.
Yeah.
But it was like that for quite a while, though. It was like I remember going into... try to even get store merchandise into local sports stores. There was one over on the pier, I think called the Sports Den, and it was like a 1-store sports shop, but I was like, I just want to, you have to hit these minimums when you're buying a t-shirt or, you know, anything when you're bringing product in. It's like 144 units, and it's a lot to move sometimes, so I would try to get creative with it and go to some of the local sports stores and be like, do you want to split this? Like, do you want 48 units so we can have representation in your store? He would usually like bring some pieces in. Even now, like now you see like women's sports gear at Dick's Sporting Goods and places that, you know, years ago would have never been. I started our online store as well. So we had an online shop and we did really, really well. Like the first season we won the championship in 2010. So I learned how to buy for like Hot Market and championship gear. I mean, I feel like we were one of the best teams, like merch-wise, for a long time. The league's been working on expanding, so we have Portland coming this season.
Oh, cool.
Toronto is coming. I feel like there's a couple more. I think Cleveland is potentially coming, but it's growing. It's expanding, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so do you still work for them?
I don't work for them anymore, but they did bring in my ties for the holiday pop-up. There's still like a lot of people there that are just like family to me and still support me so much. So
yeah. And so when you left there, where did you go next?
I went to a kids company. It was like a kids e-commerce like catalog. I think it was called Chasing Fireflies. I think that's where I went next. They were in Georgetown in Seattle, and I was an assistant buyer. And then I landed at a place called Superfeet, and I had been there about 7 years-ish, up until this past summer. I learned so much from that brand.
Every place I've been, every job I've had, even if it wasn't, a great outcome or whatever, there's always one person you meet there that you'll never forget or that taught you something that there's always something you can take away.
Always. Yeah. So I'm very grateful for that experience and like really truly love that brand. I mean, I did all their social media and athlete partnerships and athlete influencer partnerships, ran campaigns with influencers, big part of like just the marketing plan, managed a budget to work with athletes and influencers during like big peak times, the Olympics in 2024. I was the first to get a partnership with the PWHL to be the official insole supplier for Superfeet. And then also first to work with the OHL, which is the league below the NHL. And it's a team in hockey. It's a team in Canada. And insoles are really, like, you probably don't know how important they are in hockey skates.
Oh,
but
I'm
like
Canadian. Of course I know.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't skate, so like it's not like I knew that, but I was just joking. Yeah,
but you're like, what do you mean? I'm from Canada. I know that.
My cousin plays on the team.
Oh, that's funny. But they are like a very like it's an essential thing you need to have in your skates. So worked with the Kitchener Rangers was the team I worked with. Kitchener,
Ontario.
Yeah.
In there.
And they were great to work with. The content we produced together, the partnership was just like immaculate. And so got to dabble in a lot of things there. And so really grateful for the time and the things that I learned there.
And really, you're doing all this, like you're saying, like marketing and everything and buying and selling and retail. Yeah. It's all, you're just communicating with other humans. Like you're building relationships.
Yeah.
That's what your job is.
Yeah.
Which is really cool if you boil it down.
I love that you pulled that out because I do feel like one of my top things I think it's even on my LinkedIn is like community builder, because I genuinely like the people I'm working with, like I really care about them. And like, I really, finding the right people for your brand that align with your brand, but like good people, and it's all like very authentic and genuine, and it means more to me than just like, okay, like this is a transaction, but like, no, it's a partnership. So.
Yeah, well, it's definitely the vibe you're giving off.
Yeah,
so.
thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so after you worked for Superfeet, where did you go to next?
I went to
that was just last
start
year.
betting on myself.
Right.
That's where I went.
Oh snap! Here we go.
After that, I just started like I'm gonna take some good advice I received from people I used to work with who've been laid off, or just people who have been in my corner. Like they told me, they're like, you should take this time to just be like, just to like take some time for yourself. Take the next couple months. Like you don't need to jump into anything, And so I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I don't want to go back to corporate. I need to take some time to like figure out my next move, what I want to do. I've never not worked, so it was really, really weird to me to not do a lot, or like that space, or like not have structure around my days was really weird to me, because I was so used to meetings like all day, and having such a structure that I never built.
When you did start your, we'll call it a gap year. When you started your gap year, that's when you said you took the advice of your friends and colleagues and just like thought, I'm just going to do this for me. Mm-hmm. So what did you start doing?
It started in June. I had just got back from New York because I went with my previous company, and New York, I've always wanted to go. And I don't know how to explain it, but it gave me this energy and like being around people, just the city vibe of like fashion. We went to a WNBA New York Liberty game, like being around all that, and when I came back, we were going, I think it was the Seattle Storm home opener game. I wanted to wear, I was like, I want to wear a tie. I love ties. Like I started wearing them 3 years ago, probably, and I'm like, I Googled, I was like, is there WNBA ties? And all that came up was like hair ties, and I was like, that's weird. So I was like looking around. I'm like, it's like, I'll just make one,
So cool.
And so I have like, I actually had some of my brother's like old ties, and I was like, you know what? He doesn't even wear these. Like, I'm just gonna take one of his ties and just upcycle it. And I have, I have so many little machines that I'm like, maybe I'll need that one day. A cutting machine.
Like a Cricut type thing.
Yeah, it was just like a cutting machine. I was like, let me just like test the concept and see. And I know like the material I use on that first one, I used vinyl, and I like, this isn't sustainable, but I just want to see like what this looks like. And I did it, and it actually held decently, and I am like, I'm gonna wear this to the game. And I felt something about that where I'm like, I feel like this is gonna be something like, I don't know. So Sam and I were at Buckley's, our favorite bar, which is like Lower Queen Anne, just a walk up to Climate Pledge. And like right behind Buckley's, there's these apartments, and there's these steps there. And I was like, hey, let's take some photos right here really quick. This is gonna be like, I just feel like this is gonna be like something really big. And
I'm getting
like,
goosebumps. Okay. You're just telling the story. I'm so excited.
And so she like took photos, and she's like, oh, okay, and then I posted it, and I was like, I got some traction, engagement. And then I'm like, you know what? Working in social and like knowing how things work, you have to post so many times for stuff to be seen, especially now, right? And so I'm like, post again. I'll just keep posting about my ties, And then I started posting on Threads, and Threads has like these like communities that you like, I don't know, I love it there. WNBA Threads. So I can start like, okay, I'm going to post this, and then I'm going to put up here WNBA Threads, and then it goes to that community.
Is it like sort of like X, but for Instagram?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But it's way better. It's nicer. Okay. People are like, way more kind, I feel like.
Nicer.
So I'd rather be there on that side.
Is it all women? That would be great.
I know. No, but I agree. So I just started using Threads, and like the community there, the women on that, women and men, I should say, but majority like women, elevated, and like every time like they're like, we want one, when are you gonna like start dropping these, And I was like, shit, like I know the trademark is the WNBA logo. Working at merchandise, like that's trademarked, and so how can I do, and so I made a few just to kind of like test out, just for some of my really good friends who they're also creatives, and one of them is really big in the women's sports space, and so I'm like, I got you, and I got you. I'll just, and she started posting, and that got a ton of views too. And it just kind of became, I just had to move quickly. And my old VP of marketing at Superfeet, Linda, she was like, you got to do your website. You need to do this, a file for this, all, and I'm like, shit, I do. I'm like, okay. I don't know what name I want to go with, but I'm like, I guess.
And is this like a week after or 2 weeks
It was
after?
like probably the next, like end of June, early July, probably like that fast. And so I'm going to call this the W tie, because people who are in the WNBA space, like they shorten it and they call it the W. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just go with the W tie and W tie movement. We'll just go with that. And so I'm like filing for stuff. I'm like, okay, that's it. We'll do that. And I'm just like, what else do I need to do? I just figuring it out as I go.
Yeah.
And so then I started just like putting it out there. Like the first thing I wanted to do was I want people to know when they see any tie or like that's in the sports, like this is like one of my designs or concepts. Threads is so crazy because whenever when it was seen, it was like, this has to be one of Heather's ties. Did you see that? Just so much love around it. I sent a tie. I guess one of the major milestones was Cheryl Swoops, one of my idols growing up as a kid, like had her poster on the wall for the Houston Comets, DM me and was like, can you send me one before the Las Vegas Aces game?
What?
and so I was like, yeah, let me do that. Let me see what I can do. I want to get this to her. So I overnighted it to her. Sam and I ran into the game. We knew the game, what time it started. We ran into one of the local bars in town. And I'm like, can you put the Aces game on? And they're like, what? I'm like, the WNBA, it's channel, whatever. So they put it on. Oh my God, she was like courtside, just sitting there with it on. And I was trying to take a photo, right? I was like, of the TV. And I'm like, this is so ridiculous. But I was just like, oh my gosh.
It's your baby on TV.
I was like, and so as I'm trying to take a photo, my friend TJ texts me and she's like one of my biggest supporters, like one of my best friends who like is on top of all the women's sports scenes all the time. So she texted me and it was a post the Las Vegas Aces had shared already of like Cheryl in the tie sitting courtside. And she was like, you made it. And I was like, what? Like as I was trying to take a photo of it. So that was just like such a moment. And I just have like so much respect for Cheryl and like all that she's done to like support, what I'm doing.
Yeah, she just reached out. Just a message. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So it started with her. Like she was the first one. And I forgot to mention like the ties that I'm creating, they're all upcycled. So like I thrift them. Like I'll go to thrift shops all around like Bellingham all the way to South Seattle, find really good quality silk, and upcycle them. So
what does it say on that side?
So this is a brand that I'm partnering with.
Okay.
That makes them officially licensed.
Okay, so yeah, Cheryl had you, or she wore your tie, and then from there, like, was she not like, hey, you can't use that? She just said, hey, can I wear it?
Mm-hmm. Can you
did someone at some point in the WNBA go, what are you doing? That's our logo?
Yeah.
Or
early on, Jasmine, the founder of Round 21, which is the brand I'm partnering with, and they're officially licensed with like the NWSL, the WNBA, multiple leagues. They're like tie collab. Early on, I applied to be a licensed vendor for the league. I was doing all the right things. This was the first collab we did. These are all thrifted ties. So the ones that'll be coming out soon, can't say too much about them, but we're working on something really special for when the WNBA season starts.
And so in theory, when we tune in next season, we'll see the players wearing your ties in theory?
They'll be in team shops. So like they'll be for fans. I mean, I can still do customs and commissions and things like that, but I have a couple of teams who've ordered, and then we have the logo woman on kind of a neutral, tie that I've been working on. So, and we'll create more so it's not limited drops as much, which is what we've been doing, is little drops and then it's like they're gone. So I want to make sure everyone can have and like rock a W tie.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just been a whole, after Cheryl, I'm trying to remember what was after. I'd have to look at my Instagram almost to like see the timeline. I forgot to mention that Round 21 sent me to this summit, this women's sports summit that Swin Cash puts on, and she's was an amazing player. She played for the Storm and a couple other teams, and she puts on, this is her event, and it's called She's Got Time. It's basically an event for women in the industry, sports industry. Got to like chat with and connect with a ton of amazing women, and I met CJ, who is like the MC of the Las Vegas Aces. And I had sent her a tie to wear for this event. She wore it right when I walked into that event. She was on stage announcing, and she was wearing it
Oh, wow.
at this event. So there was like lots of little connections of like, you know, people that have like led to this moment. And then I had my first commission, I think in July. It was for Sue Bird's statue ceremony. And I made one for Megan Rapinoe. And so I did a custom.
Is she
tie.
on the storm too?
No, she's Sue Bird's fiance, but she's like a Hall of Famer women's soccer player, like one of the best. Just an amazing person. Like, so I got to make her one with the number 10 on it with Sue's number. So
I was just thinking, I think my daughter would love one. Maybe you could do one with her band name.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll send you the logo.
Yeah.
There's a really amazing woman, an artist in Bellingham. Her name is Kendra. Actually, I think she's from Cedro too.
Oh.
Kendra Norton. Does that sound familiar?
No.
She graduated from Woolley. I think she might be a little bit older than you, but she created a book called The Reverse Coloring Book.
Oh.
So basically, it's just like beautiful watercolor.
Yeah.
And no shape, rhyme, or reason. And then you will get a fine point Sharpie, and you create the shapes.
Oh.
It's really
cool. That's really
cool.
cool.
It's like a meditative thing, you know?
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah.
And she posted like, you know, figured out how to post and get it going, and it went viral. And her books you can find them in all the local stores.
That's so cool.
She'll have people message her and say, okay, so like, how did you do that? And she's like, just stay up till 3 a.m. researching. That's what I did.
Yeah.
And keep trying stuff. Like, I'm sorry, but it's hard work.
Yeah, it's not an easy. It's also like I can't like, there's been so much that's happened so quickly that even I can't remember. There's been so much like momentum around the product. I had a friend tell me, I think this summer, she's like, you're like a different person. Like, there was at one point where I'm like, oh, I can't believe it. But then I'm like, but I can. Like, there's a different type of vibe that I've been on that it's like, I know it's going to happen. People can just say that, right? But I like believe it in my whole body. This is all happening. I posted on Threads, I think in June or July, and said, I'm manifesting these ties being in all the team shops, you know, for next season. And they're in buying books for teams.
Oh,
and
that's so
so
cool.
it's like, so it's crazy. And it feels so cool to just be in this space, because I love being in the women's sports space. Like, it's the place that,
well, it's your purpose. Like, it's very obvious.
Yeah.
Most
definitely.
Well, I'm not super into basketball, but I'm on Team Heather, so.
Thank you.
I will say,
Appreciate
too,
you.
I feel like I saw, after I originally got your name from Corey, did I see you were doing art classes in town? Or an art event or something?
I put on an art market because, you know, how we talk about being creative and just doing all the things. I really felt a strong pull to create like a market that featured not just like, there's markets around here, but and shout out to Valley Maid, Phoebe at El Sage.
Oh yeah,
like,
Phoebe's great. I gotta have her on.
Yeah, she's amazing, and she puts on Valley Maid. And I took little pieces of like what she does, work with some of her makers, but also we go to Sacramento in the summer. Sam's family is from Sacramento, and they have this chalk art festival that I just love. You walk around, you know, because it's way hotter there, so it's probably not going to wash away like if we didn't here. But it's like the most beautiful artwork along these like sidewalks, and each one is like a sponsor. Like, maybe one is a local coffee shop, and that's their block, and they have an artist do it or whatever.
That is so cool.
And it's so awesome. So I've always wanted to do something like that here, but I feel like it's kind of iffy with our weather. Who
Just
knows?
put canopies up.
You know, yeah. But so I took a little bit of like Valley Maid, Sacramento art scene, and I was like, I want to create just something that's like a little bit different. So I'm like, oh, let's just call it like Spin the Block Art Market. Just kind of made that up and was like, just let's see what happens. And it was a place I got to actually have my first like pop-up, and I got to bring my first like W logo woman round 21 ties there. And we had about, I think, 7 different artists there.
So
and
where was it?
At Barley and Brew.
Oh, okay.
In their back room. It's like, and in the front a little bit. And I had a friend come and do like DJing, but it was more soft, like Odessa, like chill vibes. And he came from Seattle. He was up in the front.
Oh,
I had a
cool.
friend from high school, Alyssa, come. She opened 2 thrift shops, and then we had just a variety. We filled the space. And so it was right after we had all the flooding and stuff going on, though. It was like that weekend. So I'm like, I don't know. So we had a couple artists drop out, but we still had a pretty decent turnout, and it was so fun. But I organized the whole thing, like did all the outreach, the graphics for Barley and Brew to post. It was more work than I thought it was going to be to put something like that on, but it was so worth it. But I'm like, I was in Mount Vernon, I think a few weeks ago, and there's it's called Dry Inside, and it's like a non-alcoholic lounge. And he was chatting with me, and he's like, can you bring Spin the Block to Mount Vernon? And I'm like, yeah, maybe it's like a once a quarter thing, we just spread it out. But it was really cool to.
Where is that place?
It's right next to the food co-op, like on the corner there.
And it's just like a bar, but they only sell non-alcoholic drinks?
It's so beautiful. Yeah, it's non-alcoholic. He has, a bar, but he also has made most of like everything in there because he's like a wood artist. I'm not sure the proper term for that, but he's created like the couches, like the whole thing in there.
Wow.
And then he sells things from local artists, and he also has non-alcoholic beverages, on the shelves and stuff like that you can buy.
It sounds like a beautiful place. Like,
it's
just
so
nice to look at too.
It's so beautiful. Yeah.
Huh. You got to reach out to people and say, help me put this on, so I'm not doing it myself.
I do need to do that. I need a couple, maybe 1 or 2 people just to help me. I didn't realize how much I had the time because I'm not working full time. Yeah. But I'm like, damn, this is like a lot more work that, I love outreaching and like connecting, and I'm just like, but before the event and the flooding and different things that happen, I'm just like, and then I'm like, I can't get in the space of thinking it's not gonna. I'm like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Yeah. It's gonna be fine. And it did. But yeah, I do need some help with some, bringing some community in to help me, like, so we can put on a really good one, like Valley Made. I mean, they have so many resources.
Is there a website I can direct people to?
Yeah. Okay. So right now I'm currently working on another drop, but my website is wtiemovement.com, and then
is that a new website? I just love how you're reading it off your phone.
I was trying to no
because sorry, I gave it away to the listeners. I like doing behind the scenes stuff. She's reading her website off her phone.
It's not new. I feel like I'm not on it currently as much because I've been working on other things. So so WTI Movement.
Okay.
And then my Instagram is Heather Saldivar, which is just my name, but it's Heather without an E. And my Instagram for the WTI is WTI Official, and that one's still in the works. So right now, like, my personal one is where you can follow to see like behind the scenes and collaborations and
if you do like a local like spin the drop or spin the block, you'll post that there.
On my personal, until I build a page for that. But I think like I don't want to have too many pages to manage. It gets to be a lot. And so once we do another spin the block, and maybe it's every quarter, we'll create a page for it. But
that's exciting. That's so fun. So I always think about this. So when you were, when you're doing all these things, and say, I don't know if any teenagers listen to this podcast, but if they're listening and they're like, oh, what? Like, I love art too, or I love fashion. Like, I guess what kind of advice would you give to someone that's starting out and maybe they don't want to do the college route? Like, would you highly suggest it, or is there another way?
I wouldn't suggest the college route. I mean, I think that it's all about me, like, connecting with people in the industries and reaching out and finding people who are doing what you want to do. Like, and connecting with them, reaching out to them. Most people, my career coach and now friend, like, that's like, I've met most people just like reaching out at events, like staying in connection, like asking questions. So I think attending events like that, if you're interested in women's sports, or like you just said, there's an event here in Skagit, like going to those and connecting, and like just reaching out. I think that that takes you so many places, because even for me, it's like, I was just on Threads asking like, hey, Together, which is a media brand that Sue Bird, Chloe Kim, Alex Morgan, oh my gosh, there's another athlete, I'm blanking on her name, but they started Together, and it's like a sports media brand. It's huge. You see like the shirts that say like, everyone watches women's sports. That's them. And so cool. That was my first commission, but that happened because I put on Threads, I was like, hey, Together, let's collab. All it takes is like one message, or like finding the right person that really like, it's like, let's hop on a call. And so it sounds like maybe that's a lot, but I feel like just connecting and like asking questions is probably the best advice. And I mean, putting yourself out there like on social, and not being scared to do that, because you never know who's going to see what you're posting.
You put yourself out there, you never know what is going to happen.
You don't. I don't know. And I get like sometimes it can be a little bit, for some people, like scary to do that. Yeah. You know, it's scary.
It's scary because you care about it.
Yeah.
If you didn't care, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. But yeah, you just got to try it. Like just do it. Like, and not perfect it too much. Just like put it out there.
And it's really important too, I think, to read stories about, like I'm writing a book right now, and to hear stories of how many times Stephen King got rejected, how many times Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling got rejected. Like, just because you get rejected doesn't mean that what you're providing isn't worthy, you know? Yeah. So.
No, I agree with you. I think that just, doing that first step of putting yourself out there, believing in what you're doing, and you will find your people.
Yeah, you know? So, eventually. Yeah. Oh, that's so great, Heather. Okay, so if you're a young artist listening, just get out there. Connect with people, talk to people. Right, Heather, and she'll help you. She's got nothing else to do. No, I'm just kidding. Don't. She's very busy.
I'm also still looking for full-time work on the side. So
is this also just like an ad for you? Go to her LinkedIn. I had a musician on. He was trying to sell a truck, and so he was doing a truck ad on the podcast.
Oh my god.
Okay, so really though, ideally, if you could pick any full-time job, what would you get? What would be your ideal full-time job?
Women's sports and partnerships, working with a brand who has those same core values and aligns with mine, that I can help brands create campaigns, uplift women. So probably like a sports activewear brand, footwear brand. But ultimately, like, I want something that I can supplement what I'm building. So
part-time.
So maybe
pays well,
contract, part-time, benefits. Yeah. You know, I'm open. I'm pretty open. But yeah, I think that I can do anything. I can do anything for marketing, from social media, digital marketing, run campaigns, email, creative graphics. I feel like I'm just like putting myself out. But ultimately, like women's sports, activewear, something creative. I don't like to be fit in boxes, so I can't stay in that place for too long. So just, you know.
Could you start your own company?
Yeah, I could. I've been thinking about starting my own marketing agency. I have a lot of friends, even just around here, who have their own businesses. But I have one person you should maybe interview next.
Oh, who's that?
Rochelle Shope. She is one of my good friends.
She's done my hair. Is she a hairstylist?
Yes, but she has a holistic hair salon, and she's like over by Riverside Health Club in Cedro, like in that area.
Oh, yeah.
And she is someone that has went from, you know, doing hair color, bleach, doing all that for years, creating her own path, focusing on scalp health, and like low toxic, like using products that are like, you know, holistic, that whole thing. So she does these amazing scalp facials, is what she calls them, and they're like the most amazing. It's like,
like going to a head spa.
Yes,
I just went to one in Bellevue. It was awesome.
You should go. She's literally the best, and she's grown her brand. I mean, if you want anyone who's like pushes out content naturally, like just built her own, she has went from like 10K followers to like 45K in like
Wow.
a year or year and a half or something.
That's really cool.
She's created workshops, like people fly in to come see her, like
That's
to learn
incredible.
from her. And it's in this small town of Cedar Woolley. Like, you know what I mean? People are coming from all over to learn from her. So
That's so cool.
I think she's one too that a lot of people could learn from.
Look
Yeah.
at you promoting your friends.
I know. I can't help it. I always do
You're
that.
so cute.
Yeah.
So go get your hair done by Rochelle and then listen to Corey's album.
Yeah.
And go to one of Heather's events and hire her too.
And get Seattle Storm tickets.
Yes,
too.
go watch.
Yeah.
I've never been to a game, I'll admit.
So you need
I
to
also
get
haven't been
Seattle.
to a Kraken game. I've been to like one Mariners game.
Okay.
It's just the drive. I don't want to drive down there.
Yeah, I feel maybe make it like a whole day or like a
Okay.
weekend, so
Okay.
it's less driving.
Maybe I could interview someone from the Storm.
Yeah,
Ooh.
maybe my
Yeah.
friend Greg. He'd be
Okay.
great.
All
Yeah.
right, Greg. I can't wait to interview you, and then I'll go to a game and I'll talk about the game on here.
Yes, I love it.
Look at all this collaborating. All right, thanks for coming over, Heather.
Thank you for having me.